conversation with me in your head, because I didn't
No, I did. I told you.
hear any of this. This is all like completely new stuff. So, weirdo. I feel like you need to move over more because the thing's right in your face. $10 seconds.
This is Gov's Radio. Gov's Radio.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, coming at you live from Governor's Comedy Club, the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. Thanks for joining us this morning. GovsRadio.com is the website. You can see our show there live right now.
Okay. Okay, we'll just do that for now.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by the Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge, located in the heart of Roslyn Village at 1363 Old Northern Boulevard. Give them a call, 516-801-4963, and say hi to Nick. Fantastic food, great atmosphere, just a great time all around. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by the Roslyn Social, North.
This is Ruth Buzzy, and I'd like you to know how much I love the Knockem Dead Radio Show, coming to you live on govsradio.com. Oh, you make me laugh. You really do. Oh, please. I can't do this anymore.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sallie on the Knockem Dead Radio Show. They're going to keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie. Hey, how do you say?
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus, and hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus, and
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knockem Day Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warms up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. It is Thursday. It is October 28th. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. That is the place where you can see some great shows this weekend. All right, let's see who this is. All right, good. They let go. I think it was a telemarketer thing. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. The very place where you can see some great shows this weekend. Bob Kelly is playing Governors in Levittown this weekend. The very, very, very funny comedian Chris Monty is playing McGuire's this weekend. In fact, where is it? There you go. Right there. Chris Monty. Go to govs.com to get the full schedule for all three clubs. Governors in Levittown with the main club, the Little Room, and the patio. The brokerage in Belmore, and of course McGuire's in Bohemia, where you can see Chris Monty this weekend. You can also see this weekend the one and only Andy Plajanos is playing McGuire's this weekend as well. Go to govs.com to check out the full schedule and make your reservations. And go to knockemdeadcomedy.com to find out where we're playing next. We got a show out in Mastic, Long Island this weekend, Saturday night, open to the public. Come on down. Or November 5th, we're playing on a cruise ship, a dinner cruise. How much fun will that be? The Sapphire Yacht Charters out of Freeport, Long Island, taking off into the ocean and enjoying a fun night with us, Knockem Dead Comedy. We're doing our mob-themed murder mystery show, so that'll be fun. That'll be a lot of fun. Speaking of Chris Monty, we are awaiting the arrival of Chris Monty. He is on his way. Chris Monty will be here. Going to sit right there, and we're going to have some laughs with him. Very, very funny guy. One of my personal favorite comedians ever. So it should be a lot of fun. Hello, Kirsten. Hello, Andrew Fremder. Hey, everyone. Hope is hey, everyone, what? Hey, everyone. Hope all is well. Got it. Beansy is watching. And Elizabeth says, good morning, Tony, Kirsten, Joe. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Elizabeth says she's going to try to get to McGuire's. Chris Monty will never, ever disappoint you. I'll tell you that. How's the sound on this thing? Good? We sound all right? Do we sound okay? You hear me all right? All right. Just checking. So very excited to have Chris Monty here. So yeah, Elizabeth and Kirsten are now saying hi to each other. Did we ever get details on you guys? When you met last week, like, did you guys get drunk and would you sit and gossip? Did you sit together and watch the show? Who were you seeing? Were you both seeing Vic or Keegan or both? I don't even remember. But I don't recall hearing details on how the meeting went. I didn't see any pictures either. You guys didn't take a picture? Sounds good. Okay, thank you, Beansy. Okay, so as you can see, I'm by myself right now. Chris Monty should be here. He should be here by 11:15, the latest, as far as I understand. Sallie is not here. Tom Galati says hi. Hello there, Tom Galati. Tom Galati. Yeah, you know what? I guess I'll start talking about the past couple of days. I was going to talk about it in front of Chris because trying to show off in front of the big time comedians that that we did a set somewhere. Elizabeth says her and Kirsten made out. See, I didn't even say anything. I was being nice. I just asked how it went. I was asked if there were pictures. I said one stupid thing. I said, did you guys get drunk together? But big deal. And now Liz is starting in with the making out part. See, Sallie couldn't yell at me because Elizabeth started. And now that you started, Elizabeth, that means, I can just keep going with it and just blame you for starting it. Now Elizabeth says we sat across from each other at Keegan and Friends. All right. The call's coming in, so maybe we'll talk to DJ until Chris gets here. You're live on the air. Who's this?
Well, you do?
Was that English? What was that?
Hello, how you been today?
Is that Santa Claus?
No, it's your worst nightmare.
My worst nightmare? My worst nightmare. Let's see. What do you think my worst nightmare is?
Scream.
What? Did you say sardine? What'd you say?
It's Scream.
Oh, it's Scream. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, so you're just an actor. You're promoting the new Scream movie.
That's right.
Oh, very nice. All right. So what does this mean? So that you're calling? Does that mean you're right outside my door and you're going to stab me?
That's right.
All right. So what should I do then? How do I protect myself?
Don't know. That's a good question. What's your favorite scary movie?
I should play scary movie. The scary movies are funny. Those are funny movies.
I said, what's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, what's my favorite scary movie? I'm not really into the horror films or the scary movies. Does Fatal Attraction count?
No. Tony? I always get you, Tony, all the time.
Wait a minute. DJ, is that you?
I got you all the time, Tony.
Are you safe? I mean, I was just talking to the Scream guy. Are you safe? Are you under? Did he kidnap you?
No, I always get you all the time, Tony, all the time.
You are crazy, DJ D Love.
All the time, always get you all the time.
Yeah, you're really into these horror movies, huh?
Yeah, I am.
What's your favorite horror movie?
My favorite one is Michael Myers.
Yeah, but which one? Isn't there a bunch of them?
I like the new one. The new one was really good.
Oh, the one you just saw?
Yes, it was really good.
Do you know who Jamie Lee Curtis is, the actress in the movie?
Yep.
Did she show her boobies in this movie?
No.
Well, then I'm not going to go see it.
Yeah, I know. I tell you.
And I see you've been posting pictures from haunted houses. You really get into this time of year.
Yeah, and you never comment on it either. I'm watching you, mister.
You're absolutely right. I did tell you I would comment. Sorry. I think I hit like. I hit the like button on some of them, I think.
No, you're not.
I thought I did. All right, I'll start commenting.
See, I comment on yours every single day when you post up yours, but you never comment on mine. Not one.
Does that? All right.
You gotta go.
I will. I will. I'll go on later, and comment on some.
Yeah, I need to. Because I comment on yours every single one.
Thank you.
You know it.
Yes. All right, so you have a special Halloween wrap, or are you saving that for next week?
Actually, no. I'm gonna tell you something, Tom.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna have a great weekend because I'm gonna see you guys on Saturday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. And I can't wait to Friday because I'm going to the skating rink on Friday night.
Going to the skating rink?
Yes.
Very nice. Are they having a costume party or something?
Yes.
Oh, very nice. And you're dressing up?
Oh yeah, I'm being Michael Myers.
Now, our murder mystery on Saturday, they're also having a costume contest.
Oh boy, I'm not gonna dress up that day.
Oh, you're not dressing up? Okay.
No.
All right. Well, yeah.
By the
Well,
way, if you want me dressed up, hey, if you want me to dress up, I'll dress up. I don't care.
yeah. If you want, it's up to you. If you want to dress up or not dress up, totally. And either way is okay.
That's good because it's a very good costume. Tony, it's very nice.
Sure.
I think you're gonna like it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Tony, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be
Oh,
awesome. I think you'll like it.
All right. Very nice. So, are we getting a Halloween wrap or no?
Oh yes, actually, we're gonna Halloween wrap a little bit.
All right, go ahead.
Yo, man, DJ Love, I want you to know, everybody, I'm going to see you guys maybe soon enough. I just like to say a happy Halloween to you. Just make sure you don't see how Michael Myers, because Michael Myers knows everywhere. Everybody knows where he lives. He knows everybody knows where he lives. So make sure you don't see Michael Myers. Because he's coming around the corner. Man, Michael Myers is coming.
Oh, boy.
At your back because he's coming really strong. Michael Myers knows everybody. So I like to say, Michael Myers disappears, and you can see scream, oh, Michael Myers is #1 hit. Yeah, Michael Myers is the best. You guys are going to lose in the current contest. Michael Myers is going to win. You suckers.
Suckers. That was pretty scary. Even your voice was scary. Michael Myers is going to win. Wow.
Yeah, so the Rose Camera opens at 9 o'clock. It's going to be up all day on Friday, so it's going to be nice. I'll leave my house at 8:45 to get there by 9.
Wow.
And
Now,
the tickets are $14 to get in.
Okay.
And Rose Cage drinks are about $5.
Sounds like a great time, man. Now,
Exactly.
are you DJing or just skating or both?
Just actually, I'm hoping I get to. I'm gonna find out Friday.
Okay.
About JOB maybe.
Oh, very nice. Good luck.
Hey, yesterday I was shopping yesterday, Tony.
Yeah.
And wait to see my little sword that I got from Mr. Michael Myers. I think you're gonna love it.
Yeah, you're scaring me, man.
Oh, Mike, I tell you, Tony, you're not gonna even know who I am.
Whoa.
You're like, who the hell? You're like, who the hell is this?
Who the hell? I say that every day.
Oh shit.
Yep.
You're like, who the hell is that? Like, wow.
Just like when you called, I said, "Who the hell is this?"
Yep. You will never recognize me. Not
Nope.
one bit.
All right. Very nice. All right, DJ.
That's it. All right, what you saying?
I was just saying. All right. I was saying and thanking you for the call.
Oh, you're welcome anytime. I'd like to say one thing to all my people out there who's watching.
Yep.
Be safe. Be safe. I will see you guys maybe Friday or Saturday. You suckers.
Suckers! DJ D-Love checking in and fooling me. I didn't know who it was. I thought it was the Scream guy. I thought I was going to get killed. Let's see. So let's go back. Let's see what everybody's doing here. Now, see, Beansy's all excited that they made out, too. Kirsten said she laughed so much that she was snorting out loud. And this was during Keegan and Friends. Well, yeah, Mike Keegan, I'm telling you, he's fantastic. What a great comedian he is. I don't know why he's not a bigger name. I mean, he plays regularly in the area, but he should be headlining across the country. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Tom Galati saying hi to everybody. Go figure, Tony would say Fatal Attraction. That was a scary movie. It was a thriller. I understand it wasn't a horror film. It was a thriller, but I like thrillers. I don't get really into the horror movies and all the blood and gore. That's not my style. I'm not into that stuff. Sorry. But yeah, for Fatal Attraction was a scary movie. That was our best date movie. That was a good date movie because the girl would get all scared and hug you. It's all right, baby. You're live on the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show. Who's this?
Number 2 nut job.
Yeah, you're number 2, all right. Now,
I
what?
just finished taking a number 2. Nah, I'm joking.
You will after everybody cooks for you. So So what's wrong with Fatal Attraction? That's a great movie, and it's a scary movie.
No, exactly. But I figured you would say something like that. Nothing to do with Halloween or scary and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but that's my point. It is a scary movie. It doesn't have to be Halloween themed. It just has to be scary.
Well, that's true. That's very true.
That's right.
Actually,
Take that.
You're right.
Yeah, damn straight. I'm right.
You're right.
And when did
now,
Halloween?
Now you're gonna make me go watch the friggin' movie tonight.
Hey, it's a great movie. That's what I was just saying when you called. It was because that movie came out, I don't know, 85, 86, so I was a teenager. That was the perfect movie.
Yeah, I think it was 86 it came out.
Okay. Perfect movie to take a girl to because, she would get all scared at all the scary scenes. And, so that's when you get your arm around her. It's okay, baby. It's all right. And that's,
Oh, you're good, man.
Yeah.
You're good, man.
I wish I was
you.
that. Yeah, that's smooth. That's me.
So how's Sallie doing?
Sallie is, it's just still back and forth, and it looks like now that she's the doctors have now recommended surgery, and it looks like she's going to do it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep, they have to.
Hope she feels better, man.
Yeah, me too, because she's been in pain and freaking grouchy.
Well, you could see. I mean, you could see her expressions on, when she's on the air.
Yeah, she really hasn't. In all seriousness, I'm making fun, but in all seriousness, no, she hasn't been the same.
Right.
But who would? I mean,
send my love to her.
I will. I mean, she has a headache 24/7. So who would be the same if they're dealing with that?
Well, yeah, exactly.
So,
especially when she got one right next to her.
You're absolutely right about that.
The biggest headache ever.
You got me, you son of a bitch.
I love it when you're speechless.
Well, actually, that's what the doctor said yesterday when he recommended the surgery. I asked if there are any downsides. He said there could be a temporary loss of her voice. And I said, "Oh, this could be this is a good thing." I said to the doctor.
Oh shit, that's foul.
and then he said that when as it starts to come back, it'll be raspy. And I was like, "Oh, then we'll have to open up like a sex phone line or something."
As long as you're not like DJ's voice.
He fooled us, didn't he? I had no idea it was him.
No, I knew it was him. Come on, Tony. Are you serious?
No, work with me here. I'm trying to,
Oh, my God. I was laughing. I was like, you really didn't know it was him. I'm laughing. I'm like, that's fucking DJ.
Nothing gets past you, pal.
Because you said it in the beginning when you picked up the phone.
Right.
Well, let's talk to DJ.
Well, he was trying to fool us, Joe, so I was going with it, you see. You're supposed to.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Don't tell anybody.
I know. Oh, my God. And you got to see him Saturday or maybe tomorrow?
I'm doing a murder mystery in the town he lives in on Saturday, and he claims he bought tickets. So
holy shit.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Good.
I just hope he sits in his seat and behaves. I may have to smack him around. I don't know. We'll
Get
see.
that on video. That'd be great.
You imagine?
That'd be good for a Monday show.
Oh yeah, me beating up this poor guy who lives in a group home. That would go over really well.
All right, Tony. You do good over there today by yourself. Well, you got the guy coming in. So
I sure hope he was due to show up at 11:15. So hopefully he gets here. If not, it'll be an early show. All right. Thanks, Joe.
All right. Take care. Send my love to Sallie.
I will. Thanks, pal.
All right. Take care, buddy.
Bye-bye. Joe Stas checking in. Let's see. Where were we? Let me... Oh, all right. You know what? All right. Let me go through the comments quick. Let's see. The voice sounded like Mookie Wilson from the intro of the show. He's dressing up as a whacked out DJ. Good morning, Jeff Bosey. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about Bosey in a second. Everybody's saying good morning. Like, life is scary enough. Don't like scary movies, says Tom Glady. Jeff Bosey, if you get scared of Fatal Attraction, then probably the great Pumpkin Charlie Brown would be too much for you. Yeah, that movie scares me. The Great Pumpkin scares me. When they're sitting in the pumpkin patch, just Linus and Sallie by themselves, I get scared that somebody was going to kidnap them. So I started to mention before when Tom Galati said hello. Tom Galati produced and hosted a night of stand-up on Tuesday night. There he is. There he is. There he is. The man has arrived.
I don't know why. I'm going to be here. Where are we, okay?
Yeah, is that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is your normal getup.
How are you?
Good. How are you? Good to
is
see you.
Good to see you. Am I on TV?
You are. Well, there's a delay.
There's
but
a
you're on.
delay?
There is a delay, but you're on.
We're on the streaming. My normal getup. No, this is like when I'm just like.
This is the image.
You know, like when I'm performing, I'll wear a suit.
Yeah,
you know,
every time.
I
right?
rarely. Well, not every time. If I'm in a place that's like really, really. Like blue collar, dressed down, like a firehouse, like where everybody's just chilling. I'll still dress better than the audience, but I won't wear like a full suit in a firehouse.
So you're saying they're below you? They don't deserve your suit?
They're
is that
not.
What you're saying?
They're not below me, but I don't want to make them feel like, oh, who's this guy with the suit? Like we're just a bunch of blue collar guys want to chill out with t-shirts and stuff. So I want to fit in and be one of the guys. But this is like every day, whatever, chilling, and then
is it this little sweater is every day? Look at you.
No, it's cold out, man. It's like 50 degrees outside. No?
No.
Well, all right.
I work outside like you used to. You know, I work on a farm.
Yeah, that's right. You work at White Post Farms. I haven't been there in years. They wouldn't have me back. No, I actually worked there for quite some time. So go see the fall festival and
well, it's over. So.
It's not Halloween weekend. They're not doing it this weekend.
No, they don't because they figured you already got your decorations and stuff. So that actual weekend you're not going to go.
Right.
You don't have to. Unless we get a phone call, you know.
Yeah,
I don't want you to ruin your hat. Or
that's right. These are expensive hats, Tony.
Are they?
Yeah. Well, Kangol's, they're not cheap. They're like $40 a hat.
What's that word?
Kangol? That's the name of the.
Oh, that's the brand?
Kangol? Yeah.
Oh.
They come from England.
I just wear it. I don't look. I have one, but I don't.
Oh yeah. Well, it depends. If it's a Kangol, Kangol's got the logo on it.
Oh, look at that.
You know? But anyway, so how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
You manning the ship without Sallie by yourself? You doing okay?
I am, and it's not the same.
It's not the same because it's not funny without her.
I'm not funny at all. I'm not funny at all. People tune in to see her.
That's right. I hope she's feeling better. Hope she gets better.
Appreciate that. Yeah, she's looks like surgery is going to be the next step. So
all right, so we got to do it. You got to suck it up and do it.
But I was just joking before you get in. They said that there is a possibility she'll temporarily lose her voice. So I kind of
hopefully
the surgery works out for me.
Hopefully that's about a 2-month period, so you can get a little break.
2 months, that's it?
No, I don't know. I'm just shutting my sound off my phone, so I don't think I'm not paying attention to you. I don't want my phone to go off.
Never paying it. Nobody pays attention.
I pay attention. I was listening on the way in.
Come on, will you?
Yeah, I heard you. I heard you just talking about Sallie, and I just heard you talking about scary movies.
Yes.
Yes. Halloween weekend. That's the theme.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the classic horror. You know?
Like old black and white?
Yeah, well, not just black and white. Like I'm a big fan. Like last night they aired on Turner Classic Movies the original Dracula with Bela Lugosi.
Nice.
Which now you look at it and you go, oh, how cheesy, but in 1931, it was horrifying.
Right.
But I'm a big fan of the Christopher Lee genre. I don't know if you remember Christopher Lee.
Yeah, sure.
He did a series, him and Peter Cushing did a series of Frankenstein and Dracula movies from the 50s to the 70s. And those I love. If there's any other Dracula for me other than Lugosi, it's definitely Christopher Lee was the best Dracula.
George Hamilton.
Well, that was very funny, right? Love at First Bite. I remember that movie too.
That's more my style.
He was a sexy Dracula.
With a well-tanned.
Although Christopher Lee wasn't a bad-looking Dracula. But
yeah, right.
I like those. I'm a big fan of all the Universals, like the Wolfman, the original, the Mummy and all that.
Yeah,
I love Boris Karloff. I love Abbott and Costello, Me Frankenstein.
Love that.
Not a Halloween that goes by. I have to watch that every year. I actually have it on DVD and on DVR. Ooh. So Halloween morning when I have my coffee, before I take my daughter trick-or-treating, I'll probably be watching Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein.
That was my next question. So your daughter is how old now?
She's 2 years and about 4 months.
Wow. So you dress her up and you take her around?
Yeah. Well, last year we dressed her up last year, but we kind of strolled her around, and it was last year it was free for all Thanksgiving, Halloween because it was pandemic.
Right.
So people were just putting stuff on their lawn with on tables and saying take one, and my wife and I put a bowl out with a note take one, and we were gone literally an hour. Bowl like this big, filled to the top. Everything was gone in an hour.
Wow.
I'm like, these bastards are taking more than one. These little pricks in my neighborhood. No, but this year she's excited for it. She knows how to say trick or treat.
Oh, nice.
She's going to be Minnie Mouse.
Oh,
That's her new. She loves Minnie Mouse.
Her phase.
Yeah, it's her phase. So we're excited, and it's gonna be cold. I heard though. On
Oh,
Sunday.
yeah?
It's gonna be like 50 degrees. It's always crappy on Halloween. It's always like
Well, it's
damp.
the fall.
It's the fall. Yeah,
That's how that works.
yeah. But I was waiting for global warming to kick in because like it's cold and damp on Halloween, and then it's 75 degrees on Christmas Eve, and we're barbecuing.
That's all I was complaining about. We're doing this fall festival, and I'm out there sweating my ass off. I think it was the first day. It was 80 degrees, and I was sweating. I thought I was gonna die.
Yep. I did the fall festival in Melville at White Horse Farms for years, and in September you do it. You start the last 2 weekends of September, right? And
Yep.
I hated it, by the way, because I would have to. That's back when I did it. The Jets were actually relevant. They
That was a long time.
yeah,
ago.
they were actually good. That's when
Right.
Parcells was like coaching
Yeah,
them, and
right.
I would VCR. That's how long ago it was. The
Yeah.
game and shut my phone off so I can get home and watch
Nobody
it.
tell me.
Yeah, and I used to hate the first couple Sundays because it was like football. But I remember it being like brutal.
Oh,
and Rich Walker and I did it, and we were in cowboy outfits.
Yep.
Doing and just soaked. I had to bring like 3 shirts and
Yeah.
change my shirts.
But I don't remember it being this hot though, because I think the global warming's kicking in. Because I'm telling you,
Well, September's still summer, though. See, I don't think summer doesn't really end until the 21st, 22nd. But like the last weekend of September, it's you get some 80-degree days still. So
I was dying this year. It was horrible. So all right, so that's cool. You're taking the daughter out. And,
taking the
that'll be
daughter
fun.
out trick or treating, and then we're gonna have some family back to the house. I have like a little tradition where we do like cocktails and
On
like,
Halloween?
On Halloween back at the house for the adults,
Oh, wow.
Like like some whoever wants to come over, and then I do like themed past hors d'oeuvres, like deviled eggs, and all
Wow,
kinds
look
of
at
crap
you.
like that. Some very cultured. I'm the cook in the house, so I think of.
Oh,
all
is that right?
Yeah, my wife, she just I collect recipes, she collects menus.
Well, she has
takeout
the well, because she has the real job, right? She has the real job. So
you're trying to say is I don't have a real job?
None of us have a real job, pal.
I am not only am I a full-time entertainer, but I am a full-time house father. I used to be
Ooh, I
housewife,
like it.
house husband. I'm a house husband.
Mr. Mom.
I'm Mr. Mom. I got my daughter, who's thankfully right now is at my in-laws, who are wonderful. They take care of us. She loves going to Oma and Opa's house because
Nice.
it's like Disneyland over there for her. She got toys that she doesn't see every day at our house, and she's over there. And so I'm cooking and cleaning, preparing meals, making lunch for the wife to go to work.
Nice.
Don't
Very
wanna,
proud of you.
Don't want to lose that health insurance. So got to keep her happy. Oh, look at that. We got a little thing on the screen there. Nice.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's been up there. Yeah.
Little advertisement.
Is that bottom cut off there? All right, let me.
Well, it's
let me move that up.
govs.com if you can't figure that out. If you don't know the number, it's 516-731-3358. I know that number by heart.
Yes, but I don't think.
I think you can call the main number to get any of the club reservations, right?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think so. Last I heard, it was just unless they changed it recently. But last I heard, it's only the website you can make your reservations on. That's
so you can't call anymore and make reservations? What's the world coming to?
It's coming to technology.
It's all technology now. My wife's the kind of person that we get something with the bill of something, and she wants to complain about it. I go, hey, go on the website. No. I'm talking to a person. I'll call. And
but you got to wait 15 minutes.
15. Sometimes she's on hold for like 4 hours with the music playing on speaker.
Right.
And she's like, this is bullshit. I'm like, well, this is the way of the world. Nobody wants to talk to anybody anymore.
Yeah, but at least now, some places you'll call up and they'll give you the option of a callback.
Right.
Which is nice.
I do that with when I'm paying a bill or airline tickets or something.
Yep.
If I have a complaint about something where you need to talk to somebody.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. I want to talk to somebody. I hate, the machines.
Right.
Press this for that, and this is no big deal. Making a reservation to see Chris Monty this weekend at McGuire's, no problem if you do it on the website.
Yeah, if you
Piece
did,
of cake.
if you like me and you didn't get invited to any Halloween parties, which is that's my biggest fear, because the Saturday before Halloween is usually, especially now coming out of the pandemic, where last year people didn't get to celebrate.
Right.
So I worry about lighthouses on Saturday night because of that. But not everybody celebrates Halloween. Not everybody goes to a party. So come to a comedy show. Show's at 7:30 at McGuire's. I'll do my Halloween material for you.
There you go. You
and
have Halloween material?
I have a Halloween material.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I got some. I'll do some for you now if you want, because it's. I'm sure the 3 people watching the show are not gonna. I'm only kidding.
we're it's a little more than that.
No, you got a lot of people on.
Well, they're commenting and stuff, so that's good.
No, I'm only teasing. I always break Tony's. I was like, who gets the show? People driving by. Oh, the signal came in.
Everybody at the flea market.
Yeah.
Or the drug dealers at the dumpster behind us.
Yeah.
Is it Friday and Saturday, 7:30?
It's Friday and Saturday. I think Friday's 8 p.m.
Okay.
in Bohemia, and Saturday 7:30. So nice early show. You're out of there by 9, 9:15, 9:30 the latest. And if you're hanging out, come have a drink. I'll be at the bar after the show. And I always like to talk to the fans and say,
yeah,
what's
you
up.
are very good with that.
Yeah, because they came out to see me. I'm so appreciative of it. So I'll.
And that's a big deal. That's something I hear a lot around here. When people talk about, how they enjoyed a show or a comedian, they'll always talk. Sure enough, somebody will always say, and he stayed after and talked to everybody. Like, that's a big deal to people.
It's nice, and I like that they inspire it here at Governor's Comedy Club. Don't just run out when you're done. You try to say goodnight to some people because they paid tickets to see you and stuff. And
by inspire, you mean they don't you fucking run out. Yeah, that's.
They ask you, they tell you to stay. Jimmy said, "You're staying," and that's it. You just go, "Okay."
I feel inspired to stay.
No, but I like that they do inspire. They say, "Hey guys, would you go out and say goodnight to the people?" And listen, I don't always want to go out and say, and it has nothing to do with the fans or the people. But some nights it's like a job, and you just go. Maybe you had a long day, and you're just like, I just want to get in my car and go back home and have my bourbon on my couch and not have to stand here and still be on as a performer. But for the most part, I like doing it. I like meeting people. It gets them to come back. It gets them to see that you're a real person and you're not just up there doing an act that's not genuine. So I like to connect with the people. I'm a people person, Tony.
I hear. Yes, you are. I will verify that.
Yes.
You are a people person.
I left my coffee in the car, I think.
Do you want to go get it?
No, I'll wait till we step out for commercial break.
I could play one.
No. I'll get it in a little while.
All right, so what do I got? I do have some questions here. I do a little research here and there if I can only find it. So,
for me?
Yeah, for you. Yeah,
research on me?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Well, first of all, how is it? Because I think the last time you were actually on this particular show,
I did a phone call with you.
Well, yeah,
that was like back in the spring, I think.
Yes, but I mean actually in here. It was shortly before the pandemic,
and it was before you had the new studio. Oh no, I was here one night. You did an evening performance,
right? So that's what I'm saying. And for this show,
I think we were doing a benefit or something. We all were popping in.
Yes, and I still laugh. We actually isolated it and posted it on YouTube. It's a 2-minute clip of you sitting on the couch with Gage,
right?
And poor Gage, because and he even said he started talking about his dyslexia, and he was like, "Don't make fun of me that I couldn't read till I was 7," and then there you are calling him a dummy.
Yeah. Well, it's Gage.
Holy crap, that I laughed my ass off.
With Tim Gage, you can get away with that.
But yeah, so we posted that. But no, I mean, the last time you were in for the daytime show,
I think, did I come in here?
Just buying the house.
Yeah, daytime, I just bought the house. That was probably at the end of 2019, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
we were buying the house then. And I think I might have popped in also. Did I pop in when you were doing the Bob Nelson?
Yes, but that was also a nighttime
was that
thing.
The night? Was that the Gage night? No, that was just a different night I popped in.
That, I think, was...
That was back in July.
No, I think the Gage thing might have been when the club reopened.
Right. The Gage thing was when the club reopened. That was when we did the opening weekend.
Yeah, back in April.
Me, Joey Cola, Kevin Downey. Yeah. That was back in April, yeah. Behind the glass, behind the plexiglass.
Yes,
stage.
That's right.
I felt like I was in Macy's window.
Looking at all the spit.
Yeah. Oh, horrible.
That was awful.
I'm so glad we're past that.
You know what surprised me about that was it made it hard to hear the audience.
Right.
It's hard to really gauge.
Bad enough that when some of those guys are up there, there's no laughs anyway. But to make it worse for these guys by putting a soundproof plexiglass in front of the stage.
So that's a good idea. So you tell them now when they don't hear laughs. Say no, it was the window that we just cleaned it. You couldn't tell it was there.
Yeah. If you can't tell, but nobody's smiling or doing it. They're just like. But no, everybody got laughs. We were so happy to be back. That was like,
absolutely.
Getting out of jail or something. It was like we were incarcerated.
I mean, and everybody was like almost volunteering to get here just to be a part of it and, to get up on
stage.
And
they added the second show, which was great because when we opened on, it was April?
Yeah, it was the first weekend of April.
Yeah, and I remember when we opened, they said, we're doing a Friday night one-off. We're going to do an 8 o'clock show, whatever. And then that night, Andrea said, you guys can come back tomorrow. We're getting requests for another show. And I was like, that was great. And both shows were like sold out, I think.
Yeah, sure.
For the capacity we were allowed to have at the time.
Right.
So thank God we're past that now, and audiences are coming back. And you know what it feels like post 9/11 for a little while right now? Because I'm going to places that I used to hate going to, and I'm not going to mention them on there, but certain crappy gigs that comics take because we have to work, especially when this is my full-time income. And now I go to those places and I go, I loved it. They were great because their audience is just so happy to be back doing something, you know?
Right.
So it's nice to see people appreciating it. But it'll go back to normal soon. You know, where people it goes back to being a shitty gig.
What about the acting? Anything?
I've been auditioning. Everything's self-tape now.
Right.
So for the audience, if you don't know what that is, that's normally when you would audition for a part on a TV show or a film or a commercial. Excuse me. You'd go into Manhattan. You'd go into a little room. There was a guy with a camera, casting director. They would give you, you have the lines and you act it out. Now you're taping it at home. You're doing it yourself, and then you're transferring it, or you're Dropboxing it, or you're sending the link to the agent.
Right, you just do like a private link on YouTube and just
whatever it is,
send them
or
the link.
that, or you could just there's a thing called WeTransfer. You can just download it right from your phone.
Right.
Which it's good and bad. It's good that you can do it as many times as you want to do it till you get it right, and you can send a take that you like. But it's bad because you're getting no immediate feedback from a casting director that would say, "Hey, that was great, but now try it this way."
Right.
You know, and you're not getting that. So. It's kind of like I've been doing auditions, periodically, couple a month. I used to do like a couple a week, but now I'm doing a couple a month. But it's a little slow, but that's going to be the future, I think. Nobody's going to want to pay the overhead to rent out the space in Manhattan to have people come in all day when they could just say, have the actor send it in himself, which I don't particularly like because I'm not great at filming them. You need somebody to help you.
Yeah, of course.
And if I don't have somebody there, then it's like it comes out crappy, and then my agent's like, hey, it came out crappy. And I'm like, well, I didn't get into this business to be a cinematographer.
Right.
I'm an actor, I'm a comedian. I want to be in front of the camera. I don't want to run the camera. I don't want to edit the film,
And you brought up a very important aspect. You want to be able to show the director. What'd you lose?
My keys?
Wow, you're losing everything.
Oh, no, I got him. You
good?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You sure your coffee's not in there?
My coffee's in the car, I think. I'll get it in a minute when we go out. When we step out for the sponsors. Brought to you by Matzahs by Strites for the 11th experience of a lifetime, my friends. Remember the old Joe Franklin show?
I do.
Martin paints, it ain't just paint.
Earl Scheib.
1999. Right. Get your Father's Day tie cake at Carvel.
Tom Carvel with Fudgy's a whale.
Yeah.
The directors, that's an important aspect because I want to show the director that if he tells me to try it this way, that I can do it.
Right. Right. And the casting director is usually a branch of the director. So they know what the director's looking for. The director instructs them, this is what I want out of the actors.
Yeah.
Have them do it this way, and then let them do one their own way so we see what they got. So that's the only aspect of the self-tape that I don't like is that you can, you don't know if it's good or bad.
Or even being at the audition and talking to the other guys who are auditioning. I've networked with plenty of those guys too, because you never know where that's going to take
you. And you run into so many guys that you don't see, actors that you worked with, and you get the bullshit with them and go have a cup of coffee. And I miss that being in touch with people. So I hope that next year it goes back to, where Hollywood says, we got to start doing this again ourselves because, or they're just using guys that are famous already. So it's like you see commercials now, commercials that I used to get and I used to go out for. Now you see stars doing them. And it's like, well, let's just get John Hamm because we know, all right, we got to pay him. Let's get Kevin Neal and let's get, all these guys that are great for them, but
they don't need the money. The hell out of the way.
Maybe they do when you live big and you spend big,
I have no sympaty.
Yeah, I don't have no sympathy either.
Have you ever auditioned for like a big part, and
Well, I was up for I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but I was up for the show Cash Cab.
Oh, the Ben Bailey thing?
Yeah, very Ben Bailey. It was between me and Ben.
No kidding.
Yeah.
It really came down to that?
I mean, as far as the director told me.
Wow.
So yeah, I went in for the audition, nailed the audition, which was a long audition because it was an improvisational audition.
Okay.
And then I got a call back, and then I went for the call back, and then I went in then they said it's between you and another guy, but you have to go and pass your test to get your hack license because you have to have a hack license to actually do the show.
What's a
hack license is a cab license.
You really had to have one?
Yeah, which they paid for. The network paid for it.
Okay.
So the production paid for it. So I had to go in. I had to study. Had to take a test about New York City. Now, this test, let me tell you something. This test that you take, these cab drivers, they know, and a lot. When I was in the class, because I took a class, it was like a 1-day course or a 2-day course.
Okay.
And then you take the test on the third day.
Right.
Right. And they paid for it. Somebody would pick me up, and somebody would take me into. It was in Queens. I lived in Queens. Actually, I took the subway there because at that time I said I know where it is. It's in Long Island City. I'll take the train. But you go in there and you're in the room, and it's packed, and everybody there is an immigrant. Right. Everybody there's even the guy teaching the class is an American who was an immigrant, 50 years ago, who was a cab guy teaching the class. Asian, Haitian, Jamaican, Spanish, every denomination of immigrant, and they know more about New York than we do.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. First of all, I'll give a question. The guy said to me, it was me, and I think Ben Bailey was in my class because I knew right away who the other guy was for the show, the other American in the room, right? So, he sees me, the teacher. He was from China, and typical New York Chinese cab driver, Right. And he goes, you're from this country, right? I go, yeah, I'm native of New York. All right, so you should know more than these people. I said, well, I should, But, and he says, and I'll ask you the question: how many water crossings are there from Manhattan to the other boroughs? Now you go in your head, right? You go in your head real quick, and I'm going from downtown, uptown on one side. I'm going, all right, there's the Manhattan Bridge, there's the Brooklyn Bridge, right? Going from Manhattan to another borough.
Right, yeah.
Williamsburg is Queens to Brooklyn, so that doesn't count. So you're just going from another borough into Manhattan. Brooklyn Bridge, Williamsburg Bridge, Manhattan Bridge, then you come up and you go water crossings all together. You're going the Midtown Tunnel, Lincoln Tunnel, Holland Tunnel, you're going around. And I go, and I counted in my head, and I go 16. Right, and quickly I said, give me a minute. I went all around the island of Manhattan, and I said 16, and he goes, no. And he's like, 31. And I'm like, 31? Right? And then he started saying, you don't know. There's the McCombs Dam Bridge, which goes from near Yankee Stadium into Manhattan, all the way going up there. There's the, whatever it is, maybe the number's wrong, but like the 112th Street Bridge, and there's a million of those little free water crossings that go all around. And you're like, holy crap, some that go into the Bronx, some that go into Brooklyn, and you don't know about them. And I was like, wow. You go, see, you would have got that wrong on the test, So
I was thinking 40 in my head.
40. So you at least you knew there was a lot. I thought there was like, no more than 20.
We just talked about it on the show like a week or so ago. Pittsburgh has the most bridges than any other city in the world, with 446.
Wow.
So that's what I was thinking in my head. Like, we just don't know how many. It's ridiculous.
A lot of them are condemned.
Probably.
Have you been to Pittsburgh? No offense to Pittsburgh, because I got my wife has family in that area of the country. It's a beautiful.
And you want to work there.
I love the state of Pennsylvania. I do work for a good friend of mine, David Kay, and Slapstick Productions, and they do great stuff out there. But this, like any town, you go through it and you go, wow. It's like it's very old Pittsburgh, like it's which is cool and not cool. Like some parts of it's like, oh, it's old construction and then some of it's like, well, they need to condemn this and rebuild it.
Right. I'm sure the people that live there are like.
But you can go to parts of New York City and see that. You can go to any. We need infrastructure.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your opinion on? Say other like. Sorry, I'll start over.
What's your opinion on losing a train of thought?
I was just trying to think how to word it. I'll start over. Last night, I went to a private screening. Jackie Martling. There's a documentary made about him. It's called Joke Man.
Mm-hmm. Was it good?
It was fantastic, actually.
I can't wait to see it.
It was just shy of an hour and a half, so it wasn't terribly long, and it didn't just focus on the guy that was on Stern. Like it wasn't like a cash in on Stern.
Right.
But
it has to mention it because it was a big part
of
his career.
And it was a big part of the movie,
Right.
But you would think sometimes people like that would just cash in on, the aspect of when they, were climaxed, in their career.
Right.
But it had a lot of his upbringing, it talks about him leaving the show and how it affected him financially, which as a comedian, we can all identify with that. Talk about stuff he's doing now. But it just kind of got me thinking, like, do the comedians view, like, he just goes up there and tells street jokes, basically. But nobody does it better than him. I'm not knocking him at all.
And he's always done that.
Right. But do comics frown upon that kind of thing? Or like a prop comic, do they feel like, oh, he's got props, he's got an advantage?
If you're good at what you do,
as long as you're making them laugh?
If you're good at what you do and you're making a living doing what you do, I don't, there are guys that frown upon it. There are guys that are, it's not hip, it's not cool, it's whatever. I do my thing and I do whatever. And more than likely, those guys are the guys that make it in the business today, where like agents aren't looking for the ventriloquist or the guitar act or the joke man, But in the end, it's all about, do you do your job well? Are you entertaining the crowd? Do they come back to see you? Jackie puts asses in the seats.
Right.
And that's all that counts. He's going to work because he fills the rooms and people know who he is and he's great at what he does. So I don't frown upon it. I actually tell some street jokes every now and again.
Yeah, sure.
I love street jokes. I love jokes. Two guys walk into a bar, I love them.
Yep.
So I tell them sometimes in my act when I'm doing certain shows, sometimes even maybe this weekend, come out to McGuire's. Maybe I'll close my show with a street joke. I have tons of them. Joe Starr and I were very famous for doing that. We did it all the time. Whenever we were working together, we'd come out at the end of the show and get on stage together and go joke for joke with each other.
Oh, that's cool.
Jim Myers, God bless him, out in California now. He always had street jokes at the end of his show.
What did Jim Myers write? Why do I know that name? He wrote something, right? Didn't he write?
He wrote some jokes. He wrote some great street jokes.
He didn't write a pilot or a TV show or something?
He might have. He was featured on The King of Queens. If you ever watch reruns of that, he was all different characters on that show.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and he's been in some Kevin James films. But yeah, so I don't have a problem with it. But is it frowned upon? Yeah, you can always find somebody that's going to frown upon somebody for something.
Yeah.
This business is full of jealous,
Yes.
jealousy and a lot of backstabbing and stuff like that. And that's not just comedy. That's show business in general.
Sure, yeah.
But, guys that are guitar acts, listen, they do it well. They do it well. And I know a guy, Craig Carmine. I know Ed Ryan, who's famous on Long Island, musician.
Just in here last night? 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago. Love Ed Ryan.
Yeah.
He was at my wedding, him and his wife Lorraine. And they're great people. And but before he used to do stand-up comedy. He used to be a headline act. And I used to open for him. When I started, he was great. He was really original because his songs were original.
Right.
He didn't do parodies, which is no knock against guys that do parodies. If you do good parodies, great, God bless you.
Sure.
If it's entertaining, I don't frown upon it. But is it? Yes.
And then, all right, so you say that as long as they're making them laugh, as long as they're putting
That's
asses
what I
in
say,
seats- right.
my opinion.
Yeah, which is great.
You got people coming to see you, and they leave that audience, they're satisfied. They don't know the difference between, is he, has a crutch because he does this. No, if he does it well and they're entertained. John Peasy, one of the greatest acts in the business, ventriloquist, and does so many things with sound effects and whatever. The guy works like 8 days a week. This guy, you can't book John Peasy for something. He's so busy. So
and how do you feel? Like you mentioned, as long as they're making them laugh. So how do you feel when you're headlining a show? Does it matter, or how much does it matter if a guy that's say hosting or opening for you? Does it make your job harder if they
I don't want a
bomb,
hack piece of shit like that opening for me. But no. No, I've worked with guys that did guitar and stuff.
But does it? But as long as they're laughing, are you happy? Or if they bomb, does it make your heart?
Perfect segue for the next thing I'm going to say.
Okay.
Joey Cola taught me this. I love you, Joey. I hope you're listening. God bless you, Joey Cola. Happy 60th birthday.
Yeah,
You
just
turned
last
60.
week.
Yeah. 39, Joey, forever. Hey, Eddie! When I was new, and John Truson used to host an open mic at the brokerage.
Okay.
This is back in like late 90s. And I came in, John put me on. A lot of people on the show, maybe like 10 comics or whatever. Packed. It was packed. It was
wow.
I don't know if it was a Wednesday night or a Thursday night, whatever night it was packed. And the crowd, nobody could buy a laugh. Like John went up there, hosted, warmed them up perfectly, and then everybody else bombed.
Wow.
Then Joey Cola walked in, and he goes, "Hey, listen, can I just do like 8 minutes?" And Gary Smith at the time owned the club. And he goes, "Yeah, Joey's going to go up." And Joey came to the comics. He goes, "Nobody's getting bumped. Nobody's going to get bumped. I'm just going to go up and make sure that nobody gets bumped off the show," because that's a term, if you don't know it, when somebody comes in and they go, "Hey, we can't put you on because so-and-so came in. We'll come back next week." That's
Right.
bumped.
Right.
So Joey goes up and destroys for 10 minutes, of course.
Yeah.
And then I'm next, and I'm like sweating now. And he comes off, and John says to me, "I'm going to go up and do a song," because John did guitar. Right. John goes up, and "I'm going to do a song, and I'll bring you up." So John goes up and does one of his songs. He's doing it, and I'm like, I go over to Joey and I go, "Oh, I got to follow you now, man. You destroyed." And he goes, "How was the audience before I got here?" And I go, they were really tight, Joey. Nobody was laughing. And he goes, "Now look at them. They're having a ball. John's killing with the song I just killed. Don't be afraid to ride the wave. They came out to have fun tonight. They didn't come out to not laugh. They didn't want to came to a comedy club if they, they would have went to a funeral parlor if they didn't want to laugh. They're here because they want to laugh. And so it's in my head. So no matter who I have to follow, does it suck when the guy bombs in front of you? I don't want the guy to bomb in front of me. I don't want any act or girl or female act, whatever it is, or non-gender act.
Them.
That was on the other night on Turn the Classics on Horror. Them. They weren't talking about transsexuals. It was about big ants. Anyway, so
maybe they were different gender ants. You never know.
No, but you don't want that's when you got to dig out of a hole. Like if the MC is just okay and then the middle is kind of bomby, then you're like, now the audience is not having fun and they don't trust the show. And now like, oh, now I got to go up there. And I've been on shows like that.
Sure.
And then you get them and then they come to you and then the other comics are standing there and they're like, oh, thank God you were on the show or whatever. And then you feel bad because you don't want anybody to bomb. I don't want anybody to bomb.
Of course, right.
But yeah, I like when the act performer does really well because they're in a great mood, and you just ride the wave.
Yep.
Now if they, I've been on a show with Eric Tartaglione. And he opened the show. He was the first guy on the show, and he got a standing ovation.
Oh, wow.
Standing ovation. Same thing. Tina Georgie did the same thing. And they both did it to me. The pricks. They both did it to me. They killed so hard, they got standing ovations. And then I was like, all right, MC, go out there and do 5 minutes of crappy shit so, so I can win him back over.
And that does actually remind me. I won't say who I was talking to, but I was talking to a comedian recently who was saying, I never want a great person hosting because I don't want them to be better than me if I'm headlining a show.
Yeah, you can't psych yourself out like that.
It's almost a shitty thing to say, but at the same time, it makes sense.
It doesn't. I mean, like, I feel like they came out to have a good time. I hope the acts are good if they're in a good mood. And if you're confident that you're funny, you're going to be funny.
Yeah.
Now, I worked with a guy, and I won't say his name, a couple years ago, and I was the middle act on the show. I was the featured act. The MC went up and did okay, and I went in the middle and just the people were ready to have a good time, and I just did my shit. And the headliner was starting to get like antsy, like, all right, get him off because this guy's not a feature. This guy's obviously a closing act, an act that anchors shows. He doesn't. And so I came off, and the MC went back up, and he comes to me, he goes, why'd you take this gig? And I go, because I was off tonight, and the agent called me and said, hey, would you mind featuring at this club? And I go, I have bills and this is my living. And so I had to take the gig, He goes, well, you're a headline act, And I said, well, I close out shows. But yes. But he goes, oh man, you're too strong. You should not be in the middle. And I go, I'm sorry, bro. I said, but they're great and you're going to kill. And he went up there and instead of doing his act, he said, the guy that was just on shouldn't have really been in that spot because, he's really a headline act. And, then he did a couple jokes that didn't go over. And he goes, you see, because that guy was so good, it kind of ruins it for me. He's telling the audience this.
Yeah, that's
and I'm
what I'm
like, dude,
thinking.
just do your effing act. And
they
don't know that. They just came out to have a good time. They're having drinks, they're having dinner, and they want to have a show.
That's
and
weird.
He sabotaged himself.
Right.
So the act who told you, I don't like when the guy's too good, don't sabotage yourself.
Right.
But if you're confident that you're funny, go and do your thing.
And I'm the same way. If they're having a great time, like Joey said, ride the wave.
Ride the wave, man.
Have a good time with that.
No, like I said, if you got to follow a standing ovation, you can get like, all right, get him off.
So that's what you did to Eric.
We're human.
Eric
Eric did his whole act, and he did great. And Tina too. We had a private event, Tina Georgie, and she did a half an hour in front of me and standing ovation. She was so good. Well, what are you gonna do? I can't take that away from her. It was her night. Some nights it's just their night, and you know what?
Yeah, but I'm sure you're freaking Chris Monty. I'm sure you did not disappoint when you walked out there.
I try not to. I try to do my best. Whatever I have to do to,
I mean, I've told you that before, and I've said it on here many times, man. One of the best I've seen.
Oh, you're sweet.
I mean, I've seen you. I saw you several times before we even knew each other, and I always show you that picture of me and my buddies when we saw you, and Mick Thomas looks like he's 12 years old in that picture.
Oh my God, yeah, he's
and Don Sill, who now hosts a show in here too, he's in that picture. I mean, I remember that night. That was at the brokerage, and I still remember. I don't remember the joke, but you said something that had me in stitches where people were looking at me because I was laughing so freaking hard that like they thought I was like having convulsion or something.
I don't remember either. It could have been any of them, folks. So come out on Friday and Saturday to McGuire's in Bohemia, and maybe you'll laugh into hysteria too.
That's great.
There's a comedian friend of mine named Lord Corrette, and I haven't seen him in years.
Lord Corrette?
Lord Corrette. That's his stage name, obviously. Look him up. But he's very funny. I hope he's still around, and I hope he's doing well. But great line. This is an inside joke for the people in the business. But I was doing a benefit show that I had run at brokerage, and I had him on the show, and I said, everybody was doing like 15-minute sets, and I said, where do you want the light? And he goes, anywhere, man. They're all closers. And the closer is usually the strongest joke you do in your act. Great line, right?
That is fantastic. I had to. I hosted for Joey when he played McGuire's over the summer, and they said to me, he probably was on for about 40 minutes, and they're like, "Go light him. Go light Joey Cola? What are you, insane?"
Was there a second show coming behind?
No.
No.
And so they said, "No, you got to light him." I was like, "Son of a bitch!" So I grabbed the phone, I turned the light on. I swear, I just put it right back down, and he did maybe another 10 minutes, and then he just starts, he's just bullshitting everybody, so how's everybody doing? And, how about Tony, hosting, and he sees me, he goes, Tony, how much time have I done here? And I go, well,
I gave you the light a half hour ago, Joey.
I said, I gave you the light a few minutes ago. I swear to God, he stops right in the middle of the show. He goes, don't you ever fucking light me. I'm like, but they told me to. I was like, I'm new to...
Well, he was joking.
Absolutely, but still, at the same time, I'm like, this is freaking Joey Cola, man. He's a legend. I don't want to do that to him,
Right.
And same thing. One of my favorites before I even knew him, and it's funny you mentioned how to ride the wave, because that night he came up to me. We're in the middle of the show. He hasn't gone up yet, and he's got to, I would think, mentally prepare. And he came up to me. He said, "This part was great in your set. That was great, but lose this part."
Joe Starr. Oh, he always does that to comics.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Well, he always gives advice if you like.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess he doesn't like you because he's never given you advice.
I never met Joe Starr.
Oh, okay. You're the lucky one then. Me and Joe have our livers are going to be donated to the Betty Ford Clinic
for research
when we leave this earth. So who was it?
Who was what?
That said lose
no,
this.
It was Joey.
Oh,
Cola.
Joey?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I thought it was fantastic. I remember thinking at the time, we're right in the middle of the show, and he's giving me advice, which I thought was just fantastic. He's one of the best.
He's one of the nicest people in show business. I say
goodness.
it constantly. The nicest guy in show business.
Yep.
I love you, Joey Cola, and I love your family. I love his wife and his kids.
Yep.
What a great person.
Yep, the whole family. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Couldn't meet a nicer guy. A guy would give you a shirt off his back if he could.
Yep. And I'm sure he has.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really want to see that, but
No, I've seen it.
Yeah.
On the road.
That just brought everything right to a halt right there.
What a screeching halt. That will not be in the act on this weekend at McGuire's. The Governor's at McGuire's in Bohemia.
Do you need to get the coffee?
I can get the coffee. It's 12:02.
Yeah, I got it because I want to. We're gonna play a little game with you.
With me?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna grab my coffee.
Yeah,
I'll be right back.
All right.
I'll be right back after these commercial messages.
I'm gonna go back and read some comments here. Let's see what we got. Okay, so thanks everybody for sticking around. Hope you're enjoying Chris Monty. He's fantastic. Such a funny his stand up and who was it? Andy Pajanos, I think last week was saying, when you're hosting, don't build them up too much, because you're building up too much of an expectation. But I mean, the guy's been around for a long time, and he's just so freaking funny. He's not going to disappoint. I'll tell you that. Beansy says he loves Abbott and Costello. Beansy, shit, in my old neighborhood, the Bronx, they used to come by the van full. I don't know who he's talking about. Elizabeth says November 16th. What's November 16th? Jeff Post, I know the feeling. I get the same amount of laughs whether I'm at home or on the stage. Fremder, people who have something to say about prop comedians in a bad way probably wouldn't even know what to do with the prop if they had one, because talent is talent. Tom Glady, saw Chris at a charity event and he was amazing, one of the funniest comedians, period. Yeah, really, one of the best. Like I mentioned with Mike Keegan before, how he's not bigger. Same with Chris Monty. I mean, Chris Monty should be a household name. Right up there with Kevin Pollak and and the like. I mean, he's really that good. Chris is great. Always enjoy his humor. Yeah, so comfortable up on the stage, and just one after the other, just constantly making you laugh. You're getting a lot of praise here in the comments.
Oh, really?
Tom Galati saw Chris at a charity event. And he was amazing. One of the funniest comedians, period.
I know Tom Galati. How you doing, Tom? Yeah, I remember him.
Tom Galati just hosted a show this past Tuesday that I was honored that he invited me, and we had a good night because Tuesday is prime night for comedy.
It's the prime night. Where was it, at the club?
No,
else?
it was at a bar in Northport.
Oh, there you go, a bar on a Tuesday. That is you've arrived. In show business.
But I will say though there was probably 40 people, which is fine for a Tuesday.
It's the most you've ever performed in front of. So I mean that's
well, stand up maybe. I've done. What is the biggest crowd you've ever had?
What is the biggest crowd I've ever had? I did, like 3,500 people.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
Right before the pandemic, I got a gig opening for Julio Iglesias.
Julio Iglesias?
Iglesias, yeah.
Wow.
So I did a show in Atlantic City with him, and I did a show in Boston with him.
Wow.
And it was like everything was great because they were like, oh, they really like, because I said, they called me and I said, well, what do you want, like a Hispanic comic or
That's exactly what's going through my head right now.
And they're
yeah.
like, the audience is not strictly, everybody loves Julio Iglesias, so it's like the audience is everybody. So
wow.
he needs a new comedian. He had somebody with him for years, and they want somebody fresh face. So I did 2 shows. I did great, and then I'm like, oh, they're going to be calling you to go on tour with him, and then the pandemic hit. And I haven't heard from him since. But anyway, yeah, he was doing like 4,000 seat rooms.
Wow.
And there was like 3,500, 3,800,
Does that do you have to make any adjustments when you're playing to a crowd that big?
Timing. You just gotta when you say the punchline and you get the laugh, you gotta take an extra beat because it takes an extra second or two so you can start the next setup. If the joke hits.
Yeah.
But it just comes with it. You gotta adjust to it. Like when guys work the Borgata, that's like 1,000-seat room, 940 seats at the Music Box, which I'll be at November 30th and December 1st, by the way, out there. Anybody going to Atlantic City, come see my show out there. You got it. That's a big room too, and it's when the laughter comes. And if you have a joke that slams, you got to just kind of take an extra beat and wait. Which I don't mind the pauses because it gives me time to take a drink of my bourbon.
There you go. Perfect.
So, I always have a friend on stage with me.
All right, gonna play a game.
We're gonna play a game. What are we playing? Tiddlywinks? What are we playing?
Close. What I'm gonna do? I have pictures. I'm gonna show you these pictures. I want you to tell me the first thing that
Can
comes
the
to
audience
mind.
see them?
Yeah.
The viewing audience at home?
This
play along at home, folks.
It wouldn't be much of a game if they couldn't see it. I mean, well, all right, there you go. So there's the first picture.
Oh, my God. That's my old headshot. That's
First
probably my first headshot.
First ever?
Probably. Well, yeah, probably, yeah.
How old are you there?
Oh, 26, 27, 28, somewhere in there.
So first...
Actually, I was doing comedy a while before before somebody's like, you should get headshots. So probably it was like 28 or 29, because I started when I was 26. So probably near 29 or 30 when I started to get booked, like for money.
Yeah.
So they got to get a headshot. So
what were you doing before that?
Everything, man. I worked in
all sorts of different jobs.
I worked in construction. Oh God, I'm watching it on delay now, people. Oh. I had hair too. So I did construction. I worked in restaurants. I worked in a plumbing supply.
Oh wow,
Blackman. I'll give them a plug.
Oh
They were
Blackman,
good to me.
Yeah.
They're around. They got like I worked like in the warehouse, and then my last job I had before I quit my J job to do this full time. I worked for Nextel, which was a cell phone company, and they had the walkie-talkie on the cell phone.
Yep.
They got taken over by Sprint as I was going out the door in 2003. December 23rd, 2003 was my last day of having a day job.
Nice.
A 5-day-a-week job.
Good for you, man.
Yeah. So.
All right, next picture.
Next picture.
The obvious, you knew this was coming.
I didn't know it was coming. I didn't know you were showing pictures of me.
Pictures of you.
I thought it was going to be just pictures like it was going to be ink blots.
No.
Oh, that's Aunt Alice.
Chris Monty pictures.
Chris Monty pictures. That was just joy, I guess, because Kevin saw me. I was at the roast for Richie Minervini.
Okay.
When Richie Minervini turned 60. I believe he turned 60. They had a roast on Long Island, and Richie asked me to be on the dais. And 2 people were in the audience that I met and I'm friends with still today. One was Kevin James. The other was Clark Gillies from the New York Islanders.
Oh, nice.
Who actually just performed at his country club back in October. And I'm going to be doing his golf outing next summer. Great guy.
That's cool.
But Kevin enjoyed my set on Richie's roast. And a couple days later, he told Richie he's going to call me. So my phone is ringing now for 2 days, restricted. I don't pick it up because I owe people money at the time. And, when the bill collectors call, it's always block number, whatever, or it's solicitors.
Right.
So I see restricted. I don't pick it up. For 2 days, I don't pick it up. And then on Saturday afternoon, I get a call from Minervini. I pick it up. For those of you who don't know, the godfather of Long Island comedy,
That's
Richie
right.
Minervini, another great guy.
He's in the Jackie movie.
Yes. So I pick it up, and Richie goes, What are you doing, man? I go, what? He goes, Kevin James has been calling you for 2 days. Pick up the phone. And I go, is that the restricted number? He goes, probably. So I go, okay, tell him I'll pick it up next time I see it. I'm here at Governor's. It's Saturday night. I hand the phone to then Mark Lund, who was with the club. I go, I'm going on stage. If a restricted number calls, pick it up and tell Kevin I'm on stage. So he wound up calling me on Sunday evening, and then asked me to be in Mall Cop. So, and that was just a joy.
Yeah.
Top flight, top shelf production, and the way he cared for every last person on that.
Yeah.
And to work, and I worked in Kevin Kuwait too. So, it was really that picture brings back joy.
I had so much respect for that guy when he brought in Kevin Kuwait because all he did was bring in Long Island people. I mean, he filmed it on Long Island. He gave so not just. The comedians,
so
and the
many
actors,
comedians,
but the crew, everybody got
crumbs, and that was great. That was great.
And I went, not the pilot, but after the show got picked up, the very first show they were filming, when after the pilot got picked up, Sallie and I were there, and taping went till I think it was like 12:30 at night, which was much later than they expected. So Kevin comes out and he tells the audience, you guys stay as long as you want. I'll sign an autograph for every single person. I don't care how long it takes. This is my thank you for you guys sticking around. And again, that just told me, wow, this is a good guy right here, man.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll be signing autographs Friday and Saturday night, whatever you want me to sign, as I'm selling my T-shirts.
Boobies. You sign
I'll
boobies?
sign boobies.
Have you ever signed a boobie?
I never signed a boobie. But my wife's, my in-laws are probably watching this right now.
Sorry.
So I'm not signing any boobies.
Yes, he is. All right, next picture, and of course, so now that you know it's a Chris Monty photo montage, you knew this was coming because I've told you a million times.
I didn't know. I
this.
forget some of these pictures.
Really? Yeah.
Vinyl, HBO, another great long day.
Yeah.
But what was great about that was, and then you say, have you ever gone up for a big part? That was going to be my second story. I was up for Cash Cab.
Yep.
When I was up for this part, it was considered a recurring character.
You were on several times, yeah.
No, I actually was only on once.
Come on.
The show was one season. I was on once, and they never wrote anything around my character
I could have
anymore.
sworn you were.
No, I was on once. Oh. And so, but great, that's, I forget his name.
Yeah.
The actor that's with me.
Yeah,
we hung out all day.
I never saw him in anything else.
Right.
So.
He was in a few Scorsese films.
Oh, was he? Yeah.
But that was great. Long day. Got there at noon. Same thing. We didn't finish until 12:30 a.m.
Yeah, sure.
They sent in. We already had our lunch and our dinner, and then they sent in a local. We shot that in Brooklyn. A local Brooklyn pizzeria. They sent in about 100 pizzas.
Wow.
When we walked out on the street to go to our cars, they said, "Guys, I had tables set up. Guys, before you go, it's been a long day. Great top shelf production and great experience." And what was so cool about that was, it was about 15 minutes from where I lived.
Oh, that's nice.
So I lived in Forest Hills, Queens. They shot that in Greenpoint, Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was kismet because right where they shot it was where around the block from where my mother was born.
Oh, wow.
And where my grandfather, her father, used to hang out as a kid.
Oh,
North
that's
8th
cool.
Street and Bedford Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
It was right over in that area.
Nice.
Which is actually where my doctor is now, on Bedford Avenue and North 8th Street. So I still go to that neighborhood. But that was a great experience, too. Vinyl HBO. Too bad it didn't last.
Yeah, I love that show.
Ray Romano was phenomenal. If you think Ray Romano is a great actor, watch the season 1 of Vinyl. Bobby Cannavale, you can't say enough about.
Unbelievable.
But the whole cast was great. But Ray Romano is just brilliant.
And
great
Dice.
actor.
Dice was in the first episode.
Dice didn't want to get killed off. They killed him off.
Right.
And they said when they were filming it, he was joking around saying, "If you kill me, my twin brother's going to come back and get you," because he wanted to be on the show.
Yeah, well,
another great actor.
Oh, he's
somebody
a
you
great
didn't realize
actor.
you'd think would ever be a great actor. And he's done some great films over the last decade.
Star is Born. That gave him a little
Blue
boost.
Jasmine.
Yeah,
he's done some great films.
I forget who I was talking to about it recently, but I don't know if you remember in the 90s, he had a TV show with Kathy Moriarty.
Yeah, that was his show. That was he was a husband and
Yeah. And I remember the
Was
opening.
that early 2000s maybe?
Was it that
Maybe.
recent?
Maybe it could have been late 90s.
But I remember it's in the opening credits. It just said Andrew
Dice Clay?
No, it did. That's what it was. It just said Andrew Clay.
Andrew
the
Clay.
Dice was gone.
Well, Dice was the comedy name,
right?
You know.
But I found that interesting. But the show didn't last. But I thought he was fantastic in that. Really, he's got some good chops.
Right. Jackie Gleason said, most comedians can be good or great actors. Most comedians,
sure.
But I don't know of an actor that can become a great comedian.
I don't know if that's ever happened.
No, this guy's doing stand up now. Like Jeremy Piven's doing stand up now. I haven't.
Oh,
seen
is he?
It. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I haven't seen him, and I can't comment on him. But I'm just saying. But Gleason said that, and I think it's true because you got to think about it. What we do 7 nights a week or whatever it is, we're our own writer, producer, director, star.
Right.
Every night of our own show.
Sure.
And so we talk about characters. We can do characters and we can do emotion because a lot of comedians are depressed people.
Right.
You wouldn't think of it, but
they are. I've learned that here. Yeah.
So we can tap into the dramatic side of our skill.
Right. Even and then you got to be animated for certain jokes and to really throw a punchline out there and
right.
And I'm sitting here thinking now all the great stand-up comedians who became great actors, like Michael Keaton actually is one that comes to mind immediately. He was stand-up in the 70s. Now and he becomes Michael Keaton.
Right, great actor.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Robin Williams was a great actor.
Absolutely right.
Cut his teeth as a comic, and then boom, was like, you remember him more now for his acting than you do his stand-up. Really,
right.
Because he hadn't done stand-up since like the mid '80s, and he was just doing films.
Right.
But he's a fantastic actor.
Oh yeah, and I did. I thought you were. I had no idea you were in vinyl. I remember being about halfway through the. All right,
and you couldn't tell it was me probably, right? Because of the makeup and the.
You
wig
were on
and
all right. So you're only on the one episode, but it was a few scenes, right?
It was that one. It was a long scene, but that was that one scene.
Okay, all right.
I know. Believe me, I wish there was more.
But I
because
remember
originally they told me it might be like the first season. It might be like 3 or 4 episodes, which I was like, it was only a 12 episode season.
Right.
So I was like, oh, that'd be great. It's good money and it's it's great production. Scorsese and
Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger's son was in the film. He was one.
Yes.
But I was like, oh, I'm working with, going to table reads. For that episode, I went to the table read. I'm sitting with Bobby Cannavale and Ray Romano and the entire cast. Like everybody in that cast was a star. It was a great. Man, you feel like, wow, I made it. And here I am. And then all of a sudden, canceled.
I was pulling for you. It was probably like halfway through the scene. I was like, holy shit. Like it just kind of
everything I've been on in the last 5 years has been canceled. Kevin Gouade, vinyl. I was on go ahead. Let me see the pictures. I don't want to say it.
I'm just getting a notice here. You're done after today. So.
Yeah. This is the last episode of the Knockem That Comedy Show. I'm the kiss of death.
And I have to say, I agreed with Dice because I love that show because I'm a big music guy, but I do feel there was too much going on. So if they kept Dice.
They opened the season all the way up here. Even
right.
as it ended, it climaxed so high. I go, there's nowhere to go but down. Like, it was. You should have just made it a movie, a film,
Yeah, true. I loved it, and I wish it stayed. All right, here's the next one.
Me too. Oh, boy.
We're
going backwards now.
Yes, we definitely are. Do you go through, like, withdrawals or anything when Rich Walker is not next to you?
No, I go through jubilation when Rich Walker's not next to me. I love Rich Walker. We were doing a sketch comedy show
which was fantastic, too.
Yeah.
Loved it.
That was a fun time in my life, in my career. It was Saturdays and Sundays, which you're doing now at the White Post Farms. We were doing minimum of 6 shows a day.
Oh, sure.
They were like 25-minute shows. And then I was, that's Montana Monty and Rodeo Ricky. Well, there he was Ranger Rich. Look how heavy he was, too.
Yes, I was thinking
he lost weight since the diabetes kicked in. But
Montana Monty?
I was Montana Monty. Walker invented these names.
Yeah.
And he was Rodeo. He was Ranger Rich, and then became Rodeo Ricky, which was more like a stooge.
Right.
But we did those shows at White Post Farms during the Fall Festival every Saturday and Sunday from our first show was 10 a.m., 10 a.m.
Right.
And we finished at 5 p.m. And I was, doing that and Friday and Saturday night going out and doing. Now, I was very lucky and blessed because I would book myself very close within the tri-state. If I wasn't working Long Island, I was working Jersey or Connecticut, but Southern and Eastern. So, but I would be dead on Monday morning. You know, I would be in bed till 1 o'clock because you're dancing with cowboy boots on, and in these shows, there were kids shows. They were ridiculous. They had no direction at all.
So you were singing.
I was singing, dancing, and telling jokes.
I'd pay to hear you singing up there.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah?
It wasn't bad, yeah. No, I can't really sing. We would sing jambalaya, crawfish pie, and filet gumbo. You know, all that stupid crap.
Well, I think I told you when I saw you last week, the last year he was there, he's up there singing Whitesnake. Here I go.
Rich Walker?
Yes.
Oh, my God. No wonder they got canceled.
I was on the phone with him just the other day, and I said it to him. I said, I miss you hearing you on the other side of the field singing Whitesnake.
We used to sing anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah,
you know, we
right,
did fun
right.
family songs. You know, we took songs from Oklahoma, and it was like a country western show, which I am the most, anybody who knows me, I am the most anti-country western, being. I'm like so New York jazz, nightclub, cigar, martini or bourbon guy. I'm a Sinatra-esque kind of, and then he's like, well, you're going to be a cowboy. And I'm like, that's you don't look at me and see cowboy ever.
It's called paying our dues. Right?
Yeah, you know what, though? It was fun while it lasted. I had a blast. I knew the old man Ron at the farm, and Bill White. Not Bill White. I forget Bill's last name. But Bill was like Ron's brother-in-law, the owner of the farm.
Right.
And he was the guy that actually was the talent scout that would go out and find the acts.
Right.
And he passed away a few years ago. But him and his wife were great people.
And I hear you. I took Buddy Flip's place. The host.
Buddy Flip, another good friend of mine.
Oh yeah, I used to go because I used to.
He moved, right? Did he move out
He
of
had
New
to
York?
like Pennsylvania or something.
Yeah.
That's why I got the gig because he moved.
Guitar act, by the way, going back to the early
Oh, is
part
that
of our
right? So I didn't know
conversation.
that about him.
Buddy used to do really funny guitar stuff. Really funny.
I would see him at the farm. I was doing shows like you guys were when I first got into White Post, but I would see him and watch him. So funny. But I'm doing that now. Same thing. And then I got to go out and do my murder mysteries on Saturday nights. I'm leaving White Post, going straight to a murder mystery, and then the next day.
Are you in the murder mysteries, or are you just directing them?
I write them, I direct them, and I act in them.
And you do them in restaurants and stuff like that? At catering
Restaurants,
halls
clubs,
and,
catering halls, private
VFWs,
parties, anything.
Private parties?
Mm-hmm.
I have to check one out, man.
Oh, please do. Please do.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, and we're going to be doing one here soon.
At the club?
I think at the brokerage. I think around
on a Tuesday, because that's the hot night.
On a Friday.
On a Friday, I'm working.
True, probably. All right. So the next picture.
Oh boy, what do we got next? Is that me? Oh, that's one of the farm from the farm.
That's
right?
It's another farm picture. You and Walker.
That's when he's Rodeo Ricky now.
Right.
He changed. He came up with the character of let me be a goofball sidekick to me. I was the Abbott to his Costello.
But the kid in the middle is the kid that was on American Idol.
Yeah, and that actually drew a lot of people to the farm that day when News 12 announced that he was going to be there.
So it was a planned thing. He wasn't just there to...
I think he sang. He came on stage and sang.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think somebody said he was going to be there, and we invited him on stage to sing, and it drew a lot of people.
But this picture kind of sparked my interest because you look thrilled to be next to this kid.
I didn't know who the hell he was. I don't watch American Idol. Come on. I don't watch anything in color. Everything I watch is in black and white. I watch MeTV and Antenna TV. Look at Ricky. Look, Richie looks thrilled to be in that picture.
Yes.
Yeah, no, he's a good kid. He was a good kid.
I don't even remember his name.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But I hope he's doing well.
All right, this next picture is not you, but I just thought I'd get your take on it anyway. We were just talking about him, and it's his birthday coming up.
Oh, happy birthday!
I just felt like making fun of him.
That's a funny picture.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say not the best, not the best liking. Oh, how do they say?
When everybody was doing Zoom things and YouTube and Facebook Lives, that's him trying to shut off his own phone after he finished.
If he called in, would you put that up as the picture, like on the phone now?
Oh yeah, I'm constantly throwing this picture out whenever I can, and it just makes me laugh. So
that's hysterical. I'm sure he's going to be very happy you put that picture up.
Yeah, like he's watching. So all right, here's the next one.
Oh wow, that was a great night too. That was at the original Gateway Comedy Club on 112.
Oh, okay.
When the club was downstairs in the bar.
Yeah.
At the hotel. I forget the name of the hotel. Best
Clarion.
Western? The Clarion.
Now it's a holiday. No, actually, I think it's closed.
That was a weeknight. This was like a Thursday night. Rich Walker and I had just done his show. Rich Walker had a show at the brokerage, the Thursday Night Fun Factory.
Oh, wow.
And then Rich said, hey, Uncle Floyd used to sell out like crazy.
Oh, yeah, he was huge, yeah.
And Florio Vivino, I became good friends with him, too, and we worked on the road a lot together.
Oh, yeah?
And that was probably like 2001, 2002. And Rich said, hey, let's go to Gateway, because it was a Thursday night, but he goes, Uncle Floyd sold out 2 shows, so he's doing a late show on Thursday night. So his show started at his second show was like 9:30. And he would have an opener. And actually, Rich and I went up and did like 10 minutes each.
Oh, nice.
Because they didn't have an opener. He was just going to do like an hour and a half show.
Right.
And then they said, hey, you want these guys to do 10 minutes to fill 20 minutes? And he goes, yeah, let them go up. And we did 10 minutes each on that show, Rich and I. And then we stayed and watched Uncle Floyd, and we hung out with him afterwards. That was the first time I met him in person. I grew up watching Uncle Floyd on
of course.
Channel 9 or whatever.
Yep.
And we hung out with him in the parking lot. He smoked his cigar, and he told us some show business stories. And
Nice.
And then years later, I got to work with him at the Borgata. I got to work with him. I spent a Thanksgiving day with him at the Borgata once.
Oh, wow.
We were working Thanksgiving week together, and like 2 losers, we're at the commissary, having our turkey dinner, and he's sitting there and he's like, this is far cry from a Thanksgiving meal, right? And we did a show that night at the Borgata, and we worked on the road at some other venues together. Good guy, great
Yeah,
act.
that's cool. And
Novelty
he's still around.
act.
Oh, yeah.
You talk about novelty acts. He does the piano, the guitar. He
Right.
does street jokes. He does his act. He's all over the place. He's got Iggy,
Right,
the puppet.
yes. Oh,
So
I forgot about that.
he's like novelty act extraordinaire rolled into one. You know, but so entertaining.
And still out there, too. if
Still
I'm not
out there. He's
mistaken.
got to be in his 70s now. And
Sure,
Still,
sure.
Maybe mid 70s.
Good guy. I remember when he was in Good Morning Vietnam. I remember he
was great in that film.
Same thing, just pulling like, oh, Uncle Floyd's moving up, and you kind of was hoping he would keep going. And not that he said. I mean, I wouldn't complain if I had his career, but
He told me a story. I said, his brother is Jimmy Vivino. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, Jimmy, the
guitar
jazz
player.
musician.
Yeah. I
And Jimmy
didn't know
Vivino
that.
used to be in the Max Weinberg 7.
Right.
And the Max Weinberg 7 was the band on
Conan.
the original Conan O'Brien show.
Yeah.
And so I had said to him while we were on the road together, we're having dinner, I said, your brother Jimmy can't talk to Conan and get you like a spot on that show?
Sure.
And he goes, he did once. He goes, I was on the road in Cincinnati gigging, and they called me, and he goes, Floyd, you got to get to New York. You're going to be on the show tonight. We're going to put you on the show. And he goes, I'm on the road. I can't. I'm in the middle of a gig. I'm working a club. I can't just leave the club and come to New York.
Sure.
And so it was a last minute thing, and he missed his chance to be on the Conan O'Brien show. But
what if Conan was like he couldn't make it, so screw him?
it was gonna but it's hard because he was gonna put him on in a sketch capacity because I don't think he would put him on in a comic because if you
Right,
see
right, right.
the late night comics, they're not guys like that. They're novelty guys. you know?
Any ever come across Conan?
I never came across Conan. I've auditioned for Letterman a couple times when he was on. Never got on. I auditioned for Jimmy Kimmel and hadn't gotten on. But that's all you can do is.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, I asked because I've met Conan twice. He was a dick. But
I don't know the guy.
Oh, but
I don't want to say it because he's still.
Oh, no, you don't
He's
have
good
to.
at comics.
Well, right. No, that's something I didn't know. So these late night talk shows, you have to audition first?
Unless the guy is the host, that's a good friend of yours.
So I always just because I used to hear stories about Carson where he had a guy that his sole job was
Go
go out
out.
and scout them.
Go out to the comedy clubs, the Comedy
Right.
Store, and all those places.
But
in
he
LA.
didn't make them audition after that. He just said he would just pick and say, "Come do the show."
But now what they would do in the recent years is like let's put it this way, I would send in a video to at the time was Eddie Brill, great comedian and legend of the business, and he was picking the comics for Letterman. But then they would have a showcase, and they go, "Oh, come into Stand Up New York tonight on Wednesday night. It's a padded audience, and we're gonna have 12 guys audition for Jimmy Kimmel, and you got to do like 6 minutes each."
Right.
And I've done a few of those, and I actually was in line for the Letterman show where I had sent my thing. Eddie gave me some comments on changes, talk more about this, send me a tape of that, and then I'll put you in the chain of and then Eddie got fired at the time from the show from being the booking guy because he had said something that the writers took out of context and printed something that wasn't true.
Oh, wow.
And then the network said, we got to let him go. Letterman kept him on. He was the opening act. He was the warm-up act for the Letterman show.
Right.
But then Letterman retired, so.
Yeah. I didn't know it worked that way.
I don't know how good late night does for your career anymore, because who really watches TV? But guys, you're in my age.
Yeah,
young
true.
people are watching the internet or their devices or whatever. And so now it's the whole name of the game is go viral.
Right.
You know, go viral, and that's the way to make it now. Make your own way.
It's very strange to me now. And we recently talked about it, and I don't know if I even should talk about it, but sometimes, like the club here, they'll bring in these YouTubers.
Right. I've seen them. I've been in here like, who's on tonight? It's packed. You know?
Right.
And some guy I never heard of.
Well, that's the thing, and they pack it in, but these guys have no stage experience.
None.
So I was like, what the hell is going on? To me, it's a strange thing.
No, that's why it was great when like Vic DiPotetto hit.
Right,
Or whatever,
right.
because he already had 25 years under his belt on the road doing stand-up, and then all of a sudden he hit. Now he can hold an audience for an hour.
Right.
Easy, because he's
Yeah.
veteran, Same thing with certain guys that get famous late. So, that's it. Just keep making I hate it, but that's the way the business is today. Make your own videos and make your own way, and the future is what we're doing right now. You wouldn't have had this show if there wasn't, right? If they didn't have this and streaming. Maybe you would have a TV show, talk show, maybe you have a radio talk show, but to have this, you produce it yourself and you just put it out there. So that's the way to business. It's good in a way. It gives you an outlet.
Yes, but the pandemic was a hard hit, because that's when everybody bought their own little board. They spent $400 to make their own little tiny studio in their basement. Now there's millions of podcasts.
Millions. And there was a lot before the pandemic.
Right.
And now that's even,
So it's made life in here a little harder. People don't care about good quality and, the ability to take 4 phone calls at once anymore. It's become
and
a little
faxes.
strange. All right, last picture.
Last picture.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Check this one out. Whoops. There we go. Look at that.
Wait, make it bigger. I can't.
Make it bigger?
Oh, it's going to go on. I'll wait till it comes on the screen.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
No, I can't really.
You can't. You need to come closer and check this out.
Yeah, no, it's going to come on the big screen. I'll wait till it comes on the
right. Yeah.
My eyes, it's a little blurry. The hell is that?
Wait. Yeah. Wow, the delay is long.
Did you Photoshop that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a Photoshop picture, or it's when I used to be Llewellyn.
Right. You're young. There it is. There it is on the screen.
You should have made my face tanner if you wanted it to not look Photoshopped. That's hysterical. That's my Halloween costume, actually, for this year. I'll be wearing that Saturday night at McGuire's in Bohemia. So come out Saturday night and see me. I'll be performing in my Llewellyn costume. That's what I do on weekends when times are slow. I get a little crazy. I kick it up a notch.
You probably make more money, that way.
Reminds me of a funny joke.
Oh, nice.
A street joke.
Cool.
Joke written and told originally by Jim Myers. I'll give him credit. It's not
Nice.
my joke. Traveling salesman comes to a door of a house, rings the doorbell. Answering the door is a 14-year-old boy dressed in a mini skirt, high heels, smoking a cigarette in one of those long sticks, drinking a martini. The salesman says, "Are your parents home?" The kid goes, "What do you think?"
That's great.
Those jokes and more this weekend. Governors at McGuire's, Bohemia, New York. Come out Long Island and see me. Check me out. Especially if you're not invited to any Halloween parties, please come out on Saturday night, 7:30, Friday night, 8 o'clock.
Throw in a costume contest or something.
I ain't doing that. I hate when people come dressed up. No, if you're dressing up to the show and being festive, I'm all for that. But I did a couple of Halloween shows over the years where Halloween fell on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And you get to the nightclub and people are dressed up and the whole age, and that's fine. But they're half in the bag when they get there.
Right.
So I don't mind. Listen, I'm no teetotaler. You know that. I imbibe every day, but I don't want to show up drunk. I'm not going to show up drunk to work. So, but have fun. Have fun. Be careful. Designated drivers and Ubers and all that stuff.
Very nice.
But yeah, come out, man. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I haven't done a weekend at McGuire's. I did like a one-nighter in the beginning of the summer, but I haven't done a full weekend at McGuire's in a couple of years. And,
oh, nice.
I'm really looking forward to being back at the club and seeing some of my Suffolk County fans and friends and family who's going to come out. I can't wait.
It's not. You don't consider this a hometown gig, right? Because you're not.
Hometown, I'm more like in Western Nassau County, hometown. This is hometown club for me. My home club, that I would always say my home club was the brokerage.
Okay.
Because I had worked that one in the beginning more than anyone, but Governors is definitely they're equal. That's Governors in Levittown would be my home clubs.
Nice.
And then 1B or 1C would be McGuire's because it is
right. It's all connected.
It's all connected. It's all on the island. More so than the city clubs would be my home clubs. The Long Island clubs are first and foremost.
Yep. Very nice. All right, and then so there you go. Chris Monty, go to govs.com, make your reservations. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. Oh, let me get your opinion on that, and we're going to get going in a second. In fact, on tomorrow night, after your show, there is a late show. They're having a late show tomorrow night.
At McGuire's?
Yeah.
Is it Keegan or one of those guys?
I think it's a Butera thing.
Butera, okay.
And
I guarantee that show will be packed.
Probably.
Because those late night shows do really good.
Yes. Andy Plajanos, I don't know if you know Andy Plajanos, but he's closing the show out. I tease him. I say, you're headlining. He says, no, I'm closing it out. But I was having a conversation with him. He comes in and sits here with me on Fridays. He was saying when you host a show, don't say stuff like, this comedian coming up next is really funny. You're going to love this guy, because he feels that's too much of a build-up, and the comedian might worry that they're not living up to that.
This guy's really funny. You're going to love this guy. That's fine.
Yeah.
Don't say this guy's I did this to Adam Ferrara. I was hosting, and I said, the next guy, your headline is the funniest guy on the planet. And at the time, I thought he was.
Right.
I was only showing admiration. But Adam afterwards was like, don't build me up like that. Just say, I've been on this. Please welcome your headliner.
That's exactly what Andy said. List the credits.
Yeah, list the
and
credits.
And they'll be impressed.
I don't mind. They say this guy's funny, whatever, and I get that. I've been on shows where they go, "Oh, this guy's the funniest in the business," and I'm like, "All right, it can only go down from there. Don't put me all the way up there."
Okay.
If it's your personal admiration, I appreciate it. Say it to me at the bar, but don't maybe just say, this guy's. Are you ready for your headliner? This guy's been on this.
Yeah.
You're gonna love him. You can say you're gonna love him. I love him. You're gonna love him. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
So
I did that. I was hosting on the patio for Jackie Fabulous. She was on America's Got Talent, I think she was on. But I just assumed that the audience was there to see her. So I was like, we're going to have a great night. Jackie Fabulous is here. And the crowd wasn't really getting going. I was like, come on, guys.
Who?
Well, that's the thing. I like an idiot. It was the first time I ever hosted.
Right.
And I go, come on, don't you guys know who she is?
Oh.
That's all I got.
That was her in the back.
Well, sure enough, I go back
no
there.
discredit to Jackie Fabulous. I don't know who.
Oh, she's a lot of fun.
Yeah, she's funny. I heard.
Absolutely, she's hilarious. But I mistakenly thought these were just people coming. They weren't disappointed.
They were just coming in the show,
but they didn't know who she was at the time.
Right.
And and she's I don't know if she still practices or not, but she was a lawyer.
Okay.
So I go backstage and she's
bad wording.
Yep. She was just looking at me. I was like, oh man,
that's all right. Yeah.
I felt awful. But all right, but. Love this guy. You're going to love this guy.
Don't say that. I'm just okay, but it's a fun way to spend a Friday or Saturday night with Chris Monty. That's all I'm going to say to you. I promise you we'll have a good laugh and it'll be a nice time. So come out and see me. I'm really excited to be working at home. I call it home, man. I can sleep in my own bed. I come out,
Nice.
They got great food there. They
do.
They make great drinks. It's just gonna be a fun weekend.
The staff is great. James is fantastic.
And the weather's gonna be kind of rainy, I think. So
perfect.
You're not gonna be outside at some bar. Come inside, warm up.
There
James Jr. is gonna be there. It's gonna be great staff.
Yep,
Can't wait to
absolutely. Be there you go. Chris Monty, go to govs.com and head on out to McGuire's this weekend. Thank you, pal. Always a lot of fun. Oh, real quick.
Thank you. Real quick. This is the show that never ends.
The poker. We didn't talk about
like
the
Judy
poker.
Garland trying to get her off stage. We have a show called Jokes, Smokes, and Insults.
Smokes, Jokes, and Insults.
Smokes, Jokes, and Insults. I don't even know the title of my own show. With me, with Kevin Downey Jr., Mark Hirschman, Chris Roach, James. What's James's last name? James the Cigar Guy?
James Russell.
We should just call him James the Cigar Guy.
That's what
James Russell, James the Cigar Guy, and some in and out guests. Carla's been on the show, and there'll be more guests in the future, and it's on YouTube.
Just started premiering some little intro things last week.
Yeah,
we got some more coming.
There's going to be some full episodes coming out in a few months, and we're in the process of taping that. So glad to be a part of that, and check that out. Check it out. Smokes, Jokes, and Insults.
There you go. Thank you, pal.
Thank you, pal.
Always a lot of fun. Always.
Thanks for having me.
All right, guys. We're out of here. Today is Thursday, so we have, what's on tonight? We have Serenity Soul Sisters. We have, that's tonight. Is that it tonight? Yeah, Almost Irish with Mick Thomas. I don't think they're back tonight. So then me and Andy are here tomorrow at 11 a.m. with Neil Rubenstein will be stopping in. And we'll find out what's cooking with him because he moved to Oklahoma. Like, what the hell are you doing?
I haven't seen that guy in years.
Yeah, he moved to Oklahoma. But he's been traveling, doing some stand-up. So we're going to yell at him. That's tomorrow at 11. Everybody have a great day. Thanks again, Chris Monty. And we'll see you guys later. See ya.
Take care.